everybody, and welcome back to Mortal Affairs, a game where we talk excessively about gooning and nothing else. It's fine, don't worry about it. We've made it! We made it to the end. My favorite thing about the fact... Okay, so here's the thing. I just mentioned gooning because we've been talking a lot about it, both on and off camera, and Jakey made a little text bar appear underneath his camera that said "Goonin' time," except the way the cameras are set up, y'all at home couldn't see that. I'm just letting you know, Jakey, this visual gag is not going to work.
He's only getting
just
stronger
gonna write
by
it
each
and hold it up.
challenge.
Yeah, I know, right? What have I done?
It's gooning time.
It doesn't have the same effect, but you know.
I'm proud of the effort anyway. We launch back into our story one last time. This is, in fact, the final episode. And I'm totally having normal feelings about this. Before we get into it, I would just like to say thank you to my lovely players for making themselves available to do this and building wonderful and exciting characters that we all love and care about. And I'm so excited to kill you all in the next 30 minutes. Anyway.
Hey, thank you, lovely GM, for killing us in 30 minutes. And also
Or
for each of these little things we've been doing. This has been a fun, like, very different D&D thing. So it's been rad.
The only way I'm gonna be happy with getting killed is if I'm getting turned into like an undead, so I can be, with the love of my life forever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the undead part, I didn't think you were gonna go to that. It's like, the only way I want to die, well, let me tell you what I want to be doing while I'm dying.
Let me tell you in
Break out the
extensive
lotion?
detail. Jarvis, it's really good, Jeff.
There's gonna be hitting the headboard, there's gonna be some choking, there's gonna be some spitting, and then we're gonna fuck.
And that's when the broccoli comes in.
Yeah, so, quick recap. If you haven't seen an episode of Mortal Affairs before today, please just go and watch them. Please. None of this is going to make any sense to you if you don't watch the other ones beforehand. But
You
to
can watch them
recap-
backwards if you want to. But...
Who's Bumbo Wumbus? This makes no sense.
Yeah, if you don't even know who Bumblewumbus is, have you even watched Mortal Affairs? Well, it's a short answer.
That's a good point. I haven't, apparently.
It's actually Jakey's secret agent name.
Yeah, that's actually like this. Somebody says Bumbo Wumbus around me, and I Winter Soldier everybody in the room.
Not my arm! Cool second arm! Is that what you mean?
Yeah, actually.
Thank you!
I honestly, I just thought you were going to start gooning.
That's what that arm's for.
Yeah, exactly. I install everyone's... Anyway.
Hydra, break out the goon arm.
So, quick recap. The gods hired 4 interns to help take care of some divine business. The 4 interns proceeded to do that. Now it's time for their review. So, you find yourselves all sat on chairs with Erin, also known as the Shepherd, god of the dead and the lost and travelers. She has in front of her a clipboard, because that feels like something appropriate to have at an end of year review. So, it's been a busy week. And you've had some things to deal with that were not quite expected when we considered this position. We've learned a lot, and we hope you have too. So let me start with the first question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all, and 10 being absolutely. Would you recommend being a divine intern to your friends and family? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes,
That's-
10 out of 10.
Like, is this a survey?
Yeah, this is actually
mean-
this is an exit interview. No,
I wouldn't. I don't know if a lot of my friends would be up for it. They're all more on the do a job for compensation, and I was just looking to break the time, so I don't know.
I know 3 people, 4 people. I have met others, but I know 4 people, and they are all right here around me. So I think I would recommend it to them.
Hey, man, thanks. Slap. Arm.
Why didn't you hit me? There's like a look of like, what did I say wrong?
I didn't.
Oh,
I apologize.
This was, see, I was pulling your leg right back. I have learned from you. Ha 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 ha. I know it was a slap of endearment.
Keep getting me with these.
These are what we call japes and jokes now. We are good at these.
I guess that leads me on to my real first question. What's something that you gained from this week?
Definitely better problem-solving abilities.
That's true, actually. I don't think I was that good at solving anything before this, and I was just more good at being the tool in which somebody uses to fix problems. So this is yeah, that's fair to say. I've also gotten better at I'm just gonna crack open this cold one. Thank you. Sorry, nondescript, no brand. Sorry, I just needed to pull that up from next to my chair where it's been the whole time. Yeah.
The cat's like,
Yep.
I've been here the whole time.
It grew hands.
Sam Rice soda.
It tastes like Cambridge.
It's movie theater popcorn.
There's a lot of really good movie theaters in Cambridge, I will say. I'm besides that, I think I would say I've more or less not learned per se, but confirmed. There's a lot of good that comes from. Well, I've heard people say humanity, but it's a lot less humans that use that word when talking about morality. But there's a lot of kindness in the world that needs to be acknowledged, I think, and this helped me kind of put that into perspective and in a better way, I think, all around.
I think I learned that it can be okay to be vulnerable. It can lead to some unexpected relationships and friendships, and that you don't always have to keep everybody at arm's length.
Maple just does this.
What does that mean?
The 4 people.
Yeah.
I have made 4 good friends. That is nice.
They're all very wonderful things to take on with you in the next stage of your journey. My next question is there anything you found particularly challenging this week?
Understanding. I think I have a very different perspective on things than my friends do. When we first were doing the interviews, I see things very black and white, right, wrong, and I was harsh. And sometimes there were moments where actions happened that I did not understand. But I am glad that these individuals were patient with me when I was falling behind. Was I the only one who struggled? Oh no, I did not
No.
realize this part of the interview.
No,
Maple's just immediately like sweating.
hand on shoulder. No. Part of me is honestly struggling with. I don't know if it's anything in particular that felt like it was a challenge in execution. I think it was more of a challenge in my regards of restraint. Honestly, when we were talking with that archfey, I don't take kindly to much of that whole viewpoint of, use others for power, et cetera, and that's a big thing. And I also kind of wanted to bust down the door in that bard's house and see what was going on there, but everyone has roles that, when decided on, is always good to honor, and working as a team is always important, and not just trying to feel like what I want to do is best is it's a bit of a change from just the day in, day out. I think that was a bit of a fun update for my psyche. I think. I don't know. That's also a challenging question. I might need to think on that more.
I understand.
I feel like I had the most difficult time on our very first assignment just because I wasn't quite sure what was expected of me. It was a different assignment than I'd ever had before, and I think it was a different type of fulfillment as well. So that one was really challenging, but I think once I caught on to the type of assignments these would be and what type of puzzles or brain power it would take to solve the puzzles, it became a little bit easier. And also this question was one of the most challenging ones as well. I agree with Sinai.
Honestly, up here, absolutely. It honestly, brain twisters here and all that. Ugh.
Honestly, the hardest thing that I had to figure out was how to get Lithwy to want me.
That's also pretty good.
Self-reflection can be difficult, especially when sprung on someone. I apologize for not preparing for these questions earlier. And Lithwy can be a tough nut to crack.
Huh?
I'll crack his nut one of these days.
Yeah,
That
okay.
is inappropriate.
Rolls up a newspaper and just gives a little punk.
I meant his brain.
Uh-huh.
It's just text in the corner. Nobody believed that.
Zenites disapproved of this.
Instead of disapprove, it just says Zenite thinks that's cringe.
Hey man, that's pretty cringe of you. Saying cringe with like a southernish accent is a little weird to me for some reason.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe, honestly.
It's pretty cringe. I'll get over it.
My next question Do you think that there is a particular type of person who would be the best candidate for a role like this? Or do you think this is something that, not that anyone could do, but that wouldn't be restricted by a type of person?
I would say maybe somebody that is lost with their own journey in life, or maybe they're just sort of like stuck or stagnant, just because of how life has played out. I probably wouldn't recommend somebody like that one guy, Frederick. Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend somebody like Frederick. But you know.
That whole time Maple was just looking at Trixie because the whole loss on journey thing, word for word, what Maple was about to say. Just kind of sits holding his hands.
I mean, you can try to approach this from two different angles. I've always been a person who's been employed by others, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, being the tool that someone utilizes to, shape the field. Are you looking for an answer from our perspectives of somebody who has taken this role, or what we believe the best candidate for this role would be to do this job as best as possible? Because personal journey, I know a lot of people who could learn a thing or two by doing this, but I don't know a lot of people who'd be that good at it, I will say.
I mean, did any of us think that we would actually be good at it when we got here?
I mean, not to toot my two horns, but but I'm pretty confident.
Not to rat anyone out, but two of you did think that you would be very suitable for the role.
If I might humble one of those people, it was quite the struggle to get you to call yourself a captain, Zenite. I think saying that you would be good at something and realizing you are actually good at it are two very different things.
That's true. That's true.
I will rebuttal on this.
Try me.
A good captain doesn't necessarily... I'm gonna back that up. A bad captain is somebody who says they would be a great captain and doesn't know how to lead. And a good captain is somebody that has been in those front lines. It's not a good analogy and maybe wordplay, but I've known more people who succeed by experience than somebody who's kind of thrown into the middle of everything without really knowing what the actual job is. I always felt like I could always lend a good hand somewhere and offer some good insight, but I've never felt I'll be the one to actually lead. But maybe I've made that jump here, but I don't know. There's time to reflect on that as I continue forth too. But here, there, either one.
He proved my point.
Damn! Sorry, I coughed. Damn.
Maple just druid crafts like a little bit of honey and it caramelizes.
Have a lozenge.
Oh, this... Did you learn how to make these from that wizard Werther?
That was sugar they work on. I learned it in the Great Halls,
Oh.
taught by Menthol himself.
Honestly, I've heard this wizard made a spell. It's called Werther's Original Candy. It's
They
great.
say to this day you start chewing it and you will never stop.
Where'd we all get all these products?
I can't believe branded name wizards has come up twice in 2 days. Twice in 2 days.
Really? Did somebody throw the Mike's Hard Lemonade?
No, we yesterday we had a wizard called Vivance who casts haste.
That's incredible.
And you can get Tylenol's healing word and Advil's cure wounds. The thing is, I now have to write all this down because now all of this is canon. Let me get out my notes.
Well, I mean,
It's fine.
canon explanation is shitty sailor rumors.
I'm
Or
I'm gonna
bad
blame
puns.
that chode of a pixie.
Watching over people as they figure out puzzles that will doom them if they can't solve them because they can never escape. Pixies.
Also, Jakey, for any other game that we're in where I am DMing you, take an inspo because going to the Great Halls and learning from Menthol themselves, very good.
Thank you.
I see what you're putting down.
Thank you.
I'm only a little mad about it.
Thank you. As you should be.
Yes, I should.
Aaron, I have because the question whether someone would be good or not, the knight alluded to this, but did you all choose people to help with things because we were needed, or was this a process where we were chosen because we needed this? I see.
I was put in charge of recruitment, and I saw an opportunity to help people who were feeling lost. But having said that, if you at all felt like this was something that would be better suited to someone else, that would inform our strategy going forward. Oh, I hate that word. Ugh. Feels very businessy. This is
Were you measuring our metrics?
sorry, my stomach was not in synergy with the rest of me for a second there.
That's too close to home. Oh.
Hitting those KPIs.
As our metrics where I work are now called.
Yeah. As somebody who has to build the KPI trackers and pull the data every week, please don't make me do this.
I've already repressed it. Don't worry. What's next?
Next question. If you could pass on a piece of advice to the next interns, what would you say?
Not a goddamn thing. Figure it out.
Very good.
Surprisingly, I agree with this. The less I knew, the more open I was to experiencing.
I was about to say something along the same lines of forget what you know, forget what you have learned by reading a ton of books, and just approach every puzzle as if you have never seen anything like it before.
Go with the flow and trust the process.
Be as
Homemade.
sneaky as Trixie. Be as smart as. Wait, my friend's name? Kado. I goofed it for a second there. Oh no, I am so bad at things. And be as good of a leader as Zenite. And Maple is a druid. There.
I'm so hurt.
I don't know why my brain was like, wait, your name is not Cyan. I was about to say the color, and I am sorry. I am so bad with words.
This is it drops immediately in front of Kaido and like head to the ground. My 1,000 apologies, and there's just like a as he hits his head on the ground.
And you have to be
It's okay. It's okay. Get up.
you have to be as forward and clear and direct as Maple. Is that better?
Clear as mud.
This is good. I was about to say I am not see-through, but this made things very good.
And you know,
Maple
dirt
climbs
and
his chair again.
sand. you can superheat sand and make glass. So if instead of having the dirt and you had sand, like if you were over at like a beach or a shoal or something, you could dip your hands in fire and you kill them. You could have a glass arm. That's transparent right there. I mean, you can't see through it, so I mean it's fine.
I should have tried that when we were at the beach. I covered myself in sand, but I could have made. Wait, no. If I made a glass suit, then it would just be me sitting in there. That I feel like it would be more anxiety-inducing. I'd be like in a hamster bubble.
If you were at the beach and you were made of sand and you heated yourself up and you made your hand into glass, would you be John C? Nah?
Nice.
SEA is hometown, like 15 minutes away from where I'm sitting right now. Claim to fame. His mom works at a grocery store nearby.
Nice.
He's making his mom still work.
She wants to, I think. That's what
Okay.
I've heard, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, that because
She
he's
probably
paying
wants
off
to
the
be busy.
PR people.
She probably wants to keep
It's
busy.
probably her
'cause, like,
social time.
yeah, right. Look, she doesn't want to stay inside and watch stories all day. She wants to.
I
do
actually
things.
don't. I actually
Maybe
don't
she
care.
brings business to that grocery store.
I think there is an aspect of that, but I think she's more of a local legend than he is,
Good for her.
reputation. The local love.
Love that for her.
Now I need to see what she looks like.
Next question. God, sorry, I looked over again, and that picture's still there. Next question. Is there any part of this week that you would recommend? We don't do going forward. Was there any task that you felt was something that shouldn't have been offered?
Are you suggesting that all of those tasks are repeatable and they were only simulations?
No. But it would inform if there was something that you felt should have been handled directly by a god. That will inform us as to whether we are delegating the right tasks.
I feel like as long as you choose the right people, then
There
they can
are
handle
no
the
wrong
tasks
tasks.
that you gave us. Yeah.
I agree to this. Everyone had a moment where they were able to shine and help. One that concerned me was the night hag, but I was glad that we were able to discuss what it was and then act accordingly. Because,
According we did.
yes, those creatures are scary.
I do like that every day there were options to choose from.
Mm.
And I think maintaining that would be good.
Hmm.
Because like a different group of people might have picked, completely different requests. So
That makes sense. In truth, the Night Hag one concerned me as well. That was an unexpected complication. But you all performed admirably. And I think perhaps taught us a little something in the process.
I might want to also put on the individual level. Every task, some people have strengths and some others won't have the same. I think a big aspect to the position that we are all in as a group, working together as these interns, is almost predicated with success due to the fact that we are a group. I was thinking, well, I wouldn't want to go and build the door again unless I was actually building a physical door in the beginning there, because like I said, I didn't want to keep talking to that guy. I would have been like, I don't have words. I can really put into how I would have been able to approach that if I didn't have peers. And
you would have had a slab of wood and just stuck a doorknob on it.
Well, that, and if I was given people to talk to and I was faced with the same archfey by myself, I don't know if I would have been nearly as successful or felt nearly as well, I don't think I'd have had the same opportunity to learn as I had. I think part of that success truly comes from not knowing, but having other people around you to either support you or to learn from, or maybe offer knowledge yourself. So I would just say, don't let it be individuals unless you are confident the individual is suited for that one specific job. Cheers.
I am already of the mind that this is not something that should ever be an individual position. Not only is teamwork more effective in terms of making sure that there are varying opinions at the table and allows for a broader base of knowledge, but in my experience, people who are brought together to solve a problem tend to be more optimistic than individuals who are given problems to solve. And that in itself is a huge factor towards success. God, I do sound businessy. I hate this. This is disgusting.
No. Don't discount that. That's truly.
It's good. The way I phrased it felt very corporate. It's fine. I'm fine. just gonna. It's fine. Just gonna drink some of this milkshake.
Non-branded drink. I don't know where my bottle went. I'm jealous. Oh. I know exactly what that is because of that. I believe.
I've recently had experience with working with a group, and they're all wonderful individually, of course, but I think their success is in a large part because they are a group. And I think the same for you. If you had not all worked together as you have done, you wouldn't have learned so much from each other, and like you say, some of the tasks would have been very different.
To go back to you, a previous question about what kind of people would maybe, be good for this. maybe it would be helpful for people who struggle to work in a team, who are just like hyper independent and just don't feel like they can trust or lean on other people to get the job done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would, like, something like this would force those people to be part of a team, but I think it would also help them see that it's not always a bad thing. Not speaking from experience or anything.
You actually make me think of a question I want to ask too. I think it was already asked, so maybe I don't want to fully ask it, but not only were we selected for, like, a question being, were we selected for a reason, us specifically, but is that the purpose of having these interns, is to promote the individual's growth themselves and not the efficiency of needing to have the tasks being done in particular?
Oh yes, I did. I did ask this, but I did not let Aaron answer because I saw it in Aaron's eyes. I should have let Aaron actually answer.
No,
Sorry,
you're
that is
right.
my
I
that is
remember
my
that.
bad. Yeah, I was being
Okay.
smug.
Okay. It's true you were being very smug.
I am sorry.
Drops it in front of Aaron again and throw it on the ground.
Forgive me for my smugness.
You are allowed to be smug. That is not a sin or a crime in any way, shape, or form.
I will continue to be smug.
Climbs back in the chair.
I like this feeling.
What have I done? We don't get many visitors here. Shocking, I know. But we recently played host to a group of mortals. The ones I spoke of, actually. The wonderful individuals who are an incredible group. And they brought to our attention that we're just people, and it's okay for people to ask for help. And that's not something we really considered being on the table. It's funny. A very long time ago I was mortal, and I had absolutely no hang-ups or issues asking for help. Truly. I traveled with a group of adventurers, and we saved each other on a daily basis. And I had no problem with turning to them if I needed something. And now I'm here, and have a lot of power and responsibility, and it's hard. It's a lot harder to be able to be vulnerable and say, actually, I need help. I did. That's how I met those three. But it was difficult to do. And setting up this program has been difficult for the others. I think a large part of why I'm taking the face of it, as it were, is because I'm a little further down the acceptance route. So yes, your personal growth is wonderful, and I'm very grateful that you've all learned things and developed. But this is a two-way street. We're learning and developing too.
A takeaway is that even gods need help. But I think it's also because you are gods, I think it could also be beneficial for all of you to work with more mortals and see how they think and function and all of that. I think that would make all of you better gods.
I think so too.
It is also a gift to be asked to assist someone. There are very few people that would turn down being helpful when one reaches out. You are in a position where, yes, you are just a person, but to many you are the shepherd. You are a symbol to be asked by the shepherd. For me, it was an honor, even though when we met I could tell you were just a person, but also a very just person.
There's
After you.
a fine line that we have to walk. In that, yes, people will help if asked, but if someone that they view as a being in a position of power asks, they may potentially see it as an obligation.
I honestly, I don't want to cut. I don't want to cut you off, Maple. You can keep
No.
going your thought. No, please.
I was just agreeing. You go ahead.
Oh, certainly. I was when Aaron, when you said that, in your mortal days, you were easily asking for help when you needed it, and that was such a big thing. I'm guessing you were also one to help in those on the vice versa to it. Is that correct?
Oh no, I was an absolutely heinous, selfish bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Is that
I
true?
I was very,
Okay,
very helpful.
okay. Hey, look at these eyes and zoom in high def. It's almost vacant, but there's a spark.
It's SpongeBob animation style. Extra detail.
Oh yeah.
There's this look.
The lights are dim, but people are home.
Oh goodness, the smokestack is going, but the power's out. That they don't relate.
No,
There's a snowstorm. And
it's
it's raining. What?
It's when somebody knocks at the door and it's a bunch of millennials who live there, and they're like, if we're really quiet, they'll go away and think no one's home.
Honestly. Yep.
Yeah.
I find myself constantly wanting to lift the burdens off of the people around me if I have the ability to do so. I know I have my limitations, and typically I'll do the same. I'll ask for a hand if I need it. If this crate's too big, I'll have a second person on the other side help him pick it up. If I was in a position where I gained the power of a deity, I couldn't find myself ever wanting to ask for help, because why would I want to put that on somebody if I could do it? But it adds up. It adds up. And at that point, I wouldn't want to be able not to admit it, but I wouldn't want to put that burden onto anybody else. It's not unexpected to feel the way that you were feeling, I don't think. But I don't know if I would be able to transition well into what you were doing myself if I was in your shoes. But
I'm trust me, I am fully aware that I am in fact what one friend referred to as a PPDH, people-pleasing dickhead.
Oh, I was trying to piece that together, and you said PPDH, and honestly, I thought I heard something about a chair in the back of my head, and I don't know. Either way,
Jarvis.
irrelevant.
Who is this Jarvis? What does he want with me?
Why is this traveling?
Maple, prepare the mushroom chair. inside the Warforged armor, just like. I don't know. I'm impressed wildly that any of these deities, these beings we've been assisting with their tasks, you included, have been mortal beforehand. I wasn't aware of that, or at least didn't really think of it much. So
If it helps, we went away and took quite recently.
that's kind of fucked up, honestly. Did you?
Oh, absolutely.
Existential
like, do you
mode.
guys just like so like all of you remember your human lives now, or well, not human, but like your mortal lives now?
Some of us remember better than others. Some of us remember pretty much everything. None of us remember how we became. Well, I do, but that was also sort of part of my other life. That's it. That's the story. We have a sister. And she's... Her name is not one that would have been taught to you when you think of the gods. But she is the grossest of all of us. And she recently went missing, and in the wake of her going missing, we started to remember. It's a little odd, but I had a good life, and I have a great life here.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
That group I was telling you about, they're looking into it. And I'm optimistic that they're on the right track. Actually, just before I was here, they were heading up to a very specific place. We just found someone who would have better knowledge of her travel patterns than us. She had a sister she was much closer to. Not a god, but someone she trusted absolutely with her life. She'll be able to guide the way. Hopefully once I'm done here, I'll be able to rejoin them.
Now, what's stopping you from being able to rejoin them besides us being here?
Well, I have a little paperwork to do surrounding this setup and how we're going to make it work going forward.
Okay, just, rely on others in case you need it. Wink.
Oh, I know. Part of the reason that I'm not with them is that I physically can't be with them. The place that they're going is
lame.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'll see them soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are getting wildly off topic here. Lore in my stories. Continuity. Setting the timeline so that certain people watching will know exactly what's happening and when this is set.
A wizard?
A wizard called Werther's?
Mental?
The way you said that made me think you were going to say Blathers. And I was like...
Blathers the owl?
Blathers the owl from Animal Crossing? A wizard?
Spider attack! No!
Yeah, the 3 Green turn up and he's just like, I'm out. I gotta go. Anywhere else.
That shit's bugs. I'm going.
points, and all you just hear is.
I
And
have a
then-
verbal component for all
Gone.
his spells.
Yeah, just immediately after.
Yeah, fireball.
I love Animal Crossing.
I love Animal Crossing. Okay, final question, and then I will move on to individual exit interviews. Oh my god. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that many chocolate pieces. I was like, that's all ice cream, that's fine.
I'm still chewing on the same piece of honey. Honey? It's Maple. You said it was honey, right?
Yes, it is solidified honey. It is a lozenge.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like one?
It's really good.
There you are.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Here, take yes. Here.
And it just goes. Maple puts like a handful in everyone's lap, including Aaron.
Delightful.
Maple sits down.
These honeys.
These are
All these
going
honeys.
in Aaron's pocket and will be seen in future adventures.
All melted into one giant honey. No.
No, Aaron has climate control pockets.
God, I wish that was
Of
me
course,
for real.
of
For
course
real.
Of course she does. She's a
Gods
god.
don't share the frickin' wealth over here, huh?
Yeah, it's one of the benefits of being a god is climate controlled clothing.
The freaking 1% over here.
It means you get to keep your
1% of
brand
1%.
whatever the weather, you know?
That's true.
Opens pockets, just raining. Oh, how nice.
I have the tundra pocket and an ice cube. I haven't had a drink to use it with. Back in. All right.
I have the
I'm done with this
Sahara
bit.
pocket, and every time I pull my hand out, it's covered in sand.
That's how you can make glass. You know it's
That's
getting really
true.
hot.
Put my arm in my pocket, and suddenly my hand is covered in glass.
Oh, actually, this is my glass shards pocket. Oops, got that mixed up.
Oops, ouch, oof, my bones.
Oh, the bits. Oh, the bits.
Oh, the bits. Ugh, gonna miss the bit. Anyway, final question. Overall, balancing the positives and the negatives of this experience, do you think, on a personal level, that this was worth it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Definitely.
for our Spotify listeners, everyone is nodding.
I mean, who out of any of us did any harm to people who were, you know, truly, deeply suffering, to at least our knowledge? I mean, at least that bard almost, like, essentially was getting some, but kinda-ish, but I don't know. Net positives for those we've encountered, I think, has outweighed at the very worst net. That was all right, because I haven't had a bad experience yet, personally. Yet, there's still time. I'm joking.
It's true. I am going to prank you so bad before we go. It will be the ultimate jape. You will not see it coming.
Honestly, I'm just gonna put that out of my head. I'm excited for it.
I believe you,
Not
and I'm
stressed at
so
all.
scared. I'm so terrified.
Just again, that SpongeBob zooms in on Maple's face, but it's just like,
I feel like this would be the I can almost taste it. It's the ice cream. I mean, spiders in the bed. Hold on, I'm going. There's no spiders in the bed. Not the jape.
It's not in his bed. I will be doing the prank. Oh, he's back.
What I missed? I'm sorry. I tried to be quick.
You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
I was going to say in the 87 years I have been alive and walking around. In 1 week, I feel like I have achieved more.
87. Damn, you
I
look good
spend
for
lots of
87.
time. I am a dwarf who lives off the land and takes care of animals. I do not see lots of stress in my day-to-day. The most drama I think I've encountered is 2 toads screeching at one another. Like, people say I don't get out much, but I mean, all I do is I'm outside. It's just if I see people, I flee.
Plus, all that mud is very exfoliating.
It is true. It is like living in a giant moisturizer bath constantly.
I can see that. Your skin looks great.
Thank you.
He still has the little beak nose and like feathers like in his beard and stuff, but he's got these little rosy cheeks right now. He's like, wow, I've got nice skin.
Feet kind of kicking very slowly, but they're kicking.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because his chair is still the Warforged size. And so like he's just been like when he's been climbing up the chair, it's absolutely like he's just like little Lorax sitting in this very big chair.
Still got 2 toads screaming at each other in my head.
Yeah, honestly, I was just like,
Visually.
oh god. Cannot think of a list. Actually, no, 2 foxes screaming at each other. Would be
Oh,
worse.
like the ones that I think there's a video of 2 of them that are like paw to paw, just going. Ah! It's loud.
It's loud.
It's annoying.
It's loud.
I love the sound of baby sloth screams.
That is such
Oh,
a
aren't they like,
specific reference that we are going to Google in the break.
Well, no need, because I've been working on, just since you asked, they go, ah! Watch a video. I fucking nailed it. It's just, ah!
You also just sounded like Drew for a moment too, doing that.
Very Drew coded.
Hey, Drew, can I get you anything from the store? Ah! Jin gets it.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah, Jane's just like, how did Drew get on the call?
Thought he was working.
Just like 2 eyes
I don't
open
know.
up in my
Based
green
on
screen.
the track record, I expect him to just pop out through my door at
That's
any
true.
point.
That's true.
Honestly.
I'm ready now at any time.
Hang on, I just gotta text Drew.
Just text him 3-letter A's. Just
Yeah, when you get home, just say, okay. Your feedback is, again, I sound really corporate saying this, but your feedback is very important to us. This is the first time we've done this, and truly, there is an element of we're not entirely sure how to do it. And I'm glad that you feel that it was worth trying on a personal level. I'm going to talk to each of you individually shortly. And when I do, you'll get to decide where you go next. So, I would suggest that you take a little time now to discuss amongst yourselves, figure out what it is that you want, and if you need to, say goodbyes. And she kind of stands up and heads back to give you guys some space to do just that.
say our goodbyes. Oh well, I mean,
Does that mean this is it?
yeah, that was kind of sudden. Where's where are all you off to after this? Where are you thinking of going? Just back home? get yourself a nice hot plate of whatever food you want to have. What's on your dockets?
I don't know. Now that we've had all this excitement, home just kind of seems a little slow. That's for me personally. I don't know about you guys.
I want to be where Lithely is. Or at least nearby. You know. Neighbors.
In the
So I
bushes
can...
somewhere. It's fine.
No, Lithwy, my name's not you in the bushes. Silly. How about you, Maple?
That is hard to answer. I spent lots of time just walking through forests and doing things for animals because that is what Maple does. I have never been on a boat. I have not been in a Gorgon's cave. I have never even been near a library or a big city like each of you.
You've been on a boat now.
I know. Now, but before this,
Yeah.
boats are... I...
Yes, scamming people gets old pretty quick, but, I don't know. If I have to go back, I guess... I don't know. Not that I was scamming anybody. I was being well paid for my services.
I mean, who said you had to go back?
Hmm. Well, she said, where do we want to go?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
I don't know.
I thought you already said.
Well, I mean, well, I don't know where that is.
Erin might.
Well, I will ask her.
Well, if anyone just in travels, I'm probably gonna be opting to go at least back to where nearby where I'm coming from. Just outside of Farhole, I think I'm gonna look into trying to get some sort of maybe some land and maybe a little farm and just trying to pull away from the city and actually focus on myself for a little bit rather than the bustle of trade out and about. But if I
I
end up
would have
doing
thought
that,
you were gonna get a boat.
I mean, I might do that. But you know, I before I do that, I want to make sure I can have a place to settle should I want to settle, and if I can establish that sooner than later, you know, place for myself and family and I mean, hell, any friends. If any of you are ever passing the area and looking for a place outside of outside of the port to stay, feel free to do so. I'm yeah, no, that's the conflict. I think actually, do I want to settle down and focus on myself, or do I want to set sail and try to take the reins of something? Either way, reins for myself, I think.
Why not both?
Like put a farm on a boat?
Yes. I've heard of people doing agriculture and growing things on boats, and then living on those boats and traveling.
Now that sounds like a fun idea.
What about
I
you,
think it might
Kato?
I've had a lot of fun, honestly, helping people and helping communities and learning more through that. I've been a student for so long. I don't know if I want to go back to just being a student anymore. I think I might want to find a community that could use my help somehow. No, I feel like I want to use my knowledge to contribute more than just the random name drop or trivia answer, you know? Maybe I could start a school.
Oh, that is wow. Actually, out here I was about to say, hey, if I end up doing my farm boat, I was gonna say feel free to free charter wherever you want to travel to. If anything, I mean, let's say you find yourself in a city and you see this strange boat with a big tree on it and maybe a cow or two. Feel free wherever you need to go. This applies to the three of you as well. And Maple, I'm not sure if the sea legs will be as easy to pick up as they were for you the first time. I know people say it's like, you know, second time on a boat, it's like, oh shit, I've never been on a boat before. But if you want to help out too with this, I gladly accept. The offer is out there. I that is honestly one of the coolest fucking things I've ever heard. I'm not to take away from being a teacher. I'm sorry. Not to make it about me. But if you want to spread your teachings anywhere you need to go, coastal, let me know.
Certainly consider it. Thank you.
Abel at this point is like squeezing his little trousers, and he's had his head downwards, and he's just crying. And eventually he says,
I never want to ask anyone to give up on their dreams and plans. But, Kato, would you ever consider stopping places at ports to teach? Trixie, would you scam people in places that are like towns on ports?
and then he looks up and like full on eyes like bloodshot red, snotty crying.
And Zenite, can I help you make a farm on a boat, please?
Zenite stands up, just hearty, like, and for a moment, I think there's like a visage of like a captain's hat that maybe it's the wind in this ethereal room. Zenite, I don't think he like bends down, kneels down, but like he gets to like eye level, puts his hand out, and it's like, we gotta do the whole clasp here.
We do the immediate predator shake, just
Yes.
Who else wants to do the predator handshakes? By the way, I'm open.
Dapping each other up here right now.
exactly.
Right. I will not force anybody onto the boat, but it would be very nice to get to see each of you as often as possible because you guys are very good and my friends and my family, and I care about all of you. Thank you. I have been standing on my chair and I am now uncomfortable with this social interaction.
And Maple stands behind his chair.
I just had to fight the urge just to pick you up. I don't know why.
Hey, get it over with.
Maple walks out.
Spins around and it's now like, it's like an airplane. What the fuck is an airplane? Holy shit. It's like a
I
bird.
was
that's
promised a
thing.
pickup, not to fly. Oh no!
I'm
Immediate wild shape into a squirrel.
I love squirrels.
Is it now a flying squirrel?
Yeah, absolutely turns into a sugar glider. Just. Wee. Does the Knuckles the echidna glide?
I thought you saying it says Knuckles the echidna across your.
It actually does when I fly across. In the background, there's just.
It is almost October. Pumpkin Hill can almost be a thing. Oh, Sonics.
I think Mabel then pops out of like a little sugar glider form, like wheezing, sweating, panting, and goes, but yes, I know that the siren is a god of the sea and lovers. So out at sea is a good place to find the siren. If that is not a compelling enough argument to chase Lithwy. Also, I'm not going to force anybody's hand. I just think you are all very nice.
I mean, Lithwy is like the god of the sea or whatever, so.
And I do suppose children everywhere and students from everywhere need to learn so that there's some sort of common knowledge in the world. Or is there an easy way to access that?
Well, it seems we might just have the crew to make it possible.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Where?
Two of them. That's a good point, actually. There's a lot of logistics we'll have to figure out. The logistics of
Most things I will ask our animal friends to help with. They are very adept and very kind. I don't work well with people unless it is you guys. I will be completely honest. Even this amount of talking is making my armpits sweat.
mine too. Drenched.
Yeah.
I'm a dragonborn. I don't normally sweat. I don't know what happened here.
Reptile sweat. Fascinating.
It's the it's you put pockets up here and it's the climate control pockets. It's monster music. Delightful. Can everybody roll me a d4, please? Sorry, Jakey's expression of what after all die? What is this bullshit?
I know, I just had to roll on Beyond because I do not have my dice with me.
Very reasonable.
Who brings dice to a dice game?
I feel like, yeah, actually.
Not me.
It might be my
Throws.
bag.
Okay,
I was
so
running late, guys. Leave me alone.
Kato rolled a 4. 2, delightful. Trixie. Can you two roll again, please?
Oh, you ask for everything. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're twins again.
Oh, but
Again.
roll again.
Third time's the charm.
There it is.
Okay, all right.
I thought D&D Beyond was just gonna keep going over and over, you know?
D&D
Also,
Beyond's like, roll, roll.
what
roll.
is
Yes,
that?
roll, roll. What?
Oh, it's a little squeezy ball.
Oh, I was like, is that an egg?
That is so
My brain
technical.
just went,
Yes, I just laid it actually. Just incubating it now.
and just sheet shuffle. Just being like, I got another one.
Incredible time for that callback. Holy shit.
Very
Holy
good, very
shit.
good. 10 out of 10.
I do want to say that I also loved hearing Ian wheezing.
It's, once a day at the very
Like-
most.
I love that it actually picked up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah,
It's very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kato, you during this conversation, you feel a prickle on the back of your neck, of kind of like that you know when like someone behind you is like watching you and you kind of like I'm being watched.
Yes.
But not in a creepy. I want to stress, not in a creepy way. It's just that sensation of like, oh, cool. And you turn around and you see Aaron. For our Spotify listeners, we just mimed a conversation of come over here. Who, me? Yes.
I approach Aaron. I turn to my friends and I say, not goodbye, it's just goodbye for now. We go from Sharon.
Okay. You approach the... I've already forgotten the word for it. I've forgotten the word for the little pavilion.
Pagoda? Oh, pavilion.
You approach the pavilion. There's a comfortable chair waiting for you. And Aaron is likewise sat in a comfortable chair. She kind of gestures for you to sit down.
I go and sit on the chair, crisscross applesauce.
Yes, like the chaotic queer that you are.
How did you know?
Look, we all know there's ways of sitting on
Takes
chairs.
one to know one.
Yeah, right. You have the Spider-Man like Spidey senses tingling moment. Aaron's like, yes. It's our little secret, Jakey. It's our little secret. It's delightful. So, when I found you, you were in a library. You were a student, and you were looking for something more. I suppose my question to you is, did you find it?
I think I found out how to go about seeking it. I think I realized that something more is not something tangible or concrete. I don't know if I'm ever going to find it, but I do feel like I'm on the verge of not being stuck in that same rut anymore. I'm feeling a lot more inspired.
Good. Good. It's funny that you say inspired. We have a god of inspiration, and you never met him, which is probably a good thing. He's been very busy the past week or so.
What's he been doing?
Well, he was sort of like you, actually. He was in a bit of a rut, and then someone gave him a proverbial kick up the arse. It's quite delightful to watch. And now he's actually inspired. It's good to see. So what's next?
I really am thinking about, instead of continuing to learn, or I guess no matter what, I'm going to continue to learn, but I'm thinking about sharing my knowledge now. Maybe becoming a teacher. I don't know. I feel like I've just been like soaking up all this knowledge all of my life to benefit myself. And this week I discovered what it is to help others and use my knowledge to benefit others. And I'm not really ready to be done with that yet. I really want to keep doing that. Feels good.
Okay. I can certainly help with that. Do you know where you'd like to teach?
Well, I mean, originally I thought about building a school somewhere where the community has a huge need for it. But in my lifetime, I've noticed that there's a lot of that in this world, and there's really no one particular place. I don't know, I just feel like I'd be leaving so many people out if I kept it as a stationary school. And so I'm wondering if there's a possible way to have a traveling school.
I think that's certainly something you could achieve if you set your mind to it. Are you thinking a caravan? Are you thinking something a little more mobile?
Definitely mobile. I feel like the best way to access different parts of our world is via ports, but then we also have a lot of land area to cover. And I don't know how to do both. I don't know how to have a port school and one that I can transport cross country.
Well, taking a little inspiration from a past life, it would be perfectly feasible to have a ship big enough to carry a caravan with a horse, so that you could arrive at a port and journey on out beyond that, take education to where it's needed.
I'm also going to have to really swallow my fears with the ocean, and that challenge that we did with the lighthouse, like that was definitely very close, too close to comfort for me. But if I'm gonna make this happen, it's just a fear that I'm really gonna have to continue to work on conquering. And a ship big enough to carry a caravan? Oh my gosh, I can't imagine being on a ship that big for too long. But
Well, the
I guess if
advantage
I
of
just hop on.
the advantage of a ship that large is that at times it won't even feel like you're at sea. It'll just be like being in a very large house that sometimes sways from side to side.
I'm getting motion sick just thinking about it. I'll try not to think about that aspect.
Well,
Focus on the children. The children that need to learn.
the children! If you make sure that you're always stocked up on ginger and always keep a weather eye on the horizon, that will certainly help with any travel sickness.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
And between you and me, the best way to stock them on ginger biscuits.
Ah,
That is a real life tip I have for anyone who gets motion sickness. Ginger biscuits, keep an eye on the horizon. That's how to assist not throwing up. Real life experience. Trust me on that one. I definitely think that's something we could help with. When you think about a caravan full of books and bean bags and plenty of paper and quills, what does the outside of the caravan look like to you?
well, the color of knowledge and learning is dark blue, so I want it to be recognizable. I want people in towns to know what is arriving when the caravan pulls up. I definitely want to be a very distinct, dark, rich blue color on all of the different vehicles in the caravan. Yeah, I think maybe that with like some gold and silver stars and moons all over. Maybe in the astrological constellations.
Okay. I think we can make that work.
I'm so excited.
I'm glad you're excited. You are taking a very exciting next step in your journey. There is something very rewarding about teaching and passing on knowledge. But knowing that every day that you do so is also a day that you yourself will learn. As someone very dear to me once said, every day is a school day.
I think that's true.
I think with the right attitude, it is very true. If you remain open to the possibilities, they will come to you, and you will find them. As for the caravan, I think I can work with that. And I know that you're going to go on to do great things, and you're going to bring light into many dark places.
I have one request for you with the caravan.
Of course.
Can it be drawn by a horde of baby blue sheep instead of horses, please?
I'll see what I can do.
Yay!
It has been illuminating getting to see you grow, and I am truly honored to have been a part of your journey, Kato.
I am the one who is honored. Not many people get to say that they helped out the gods.
That's true. You are the first. Not the last, but still probably one of my favorites.
I can't believe I got to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
I need you to do something for me now.
Okay.
I need you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you feel a wave of exhaustion take over and fall asleep. Zenite, as you are sat talking with your friends, for our Spotify listeners, there's some visual gags happening right now. Head on over to YouTube to check them out. Wouldn't be an episode without an Ian visual gag.
That one's the surprise.
That was-
I guess it's not a surprise, but well,
Still very
we'll
good.
find out.
Still very good. Yeah, you see, you feel the prickle on the back of your neck of the hairs that you don't have. She's like, wait, you're a reptile. Suddenly monsoon season stops. And you turn around and you can see Erin and the pavilion. She waves.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be right back. Or maybe I won't actually. I'm guessing I won't be back.
See you soon, friend.
Yeah, you will. See you soon, Drixite. He starts scuttling over.
In the pavilion, you find that there is a comfy seat waiting for you. And Erin gestures for you to sit down.
This is a comfy seat and is waiting for me. I'll sit.
It's been quite a ride.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast.
I'm glad you think so. You were... I mean, you weren't exactly idle when we first met. You were actively working when we first met.
Yep.
But it wasn't what you wanted to be doing, was it?
I'm never gonna be upset if I'm helping out a friend. Maybe it's not what I wish I was doing in that moment, but, you know, no harm done.
What is it that you wish you were doing in that moment?
Well, in that moment, truly in that moment, I wish I was at my mom's place with a nice hot bowl of pumpkin soup, and again just to listen to the rain, but you know, time and place, and that's not something I'll. Admittedly, I don't know this is true or not, but that's not something I feel like I would lose access to so easily.
That's true. What about now? What is it that you want to do now?
You know, my viewpoint from at least the questions we were asked earlier as a group and the sort. I try to, you know, though I do try to be introspective, I always put my mindset forward for those around me rather than what I personally want to do. Hence your question, very, very perceptive. That's not supposed to be sarcastic. I apologize, but
I didn't read it as sarcastic.
oh, good. Okay, I was worried. Worried. No, I'd say I would love to live for myself with my friends around me, being able to help those who need it. Helping people is a way I can live for myself, and you know, I first thought about trying to maybe work a little bit after this, save up some coin and retire. I'm not old, but I was thinking of retiring just to focus on myself and understand my place as a being. And through the power of suggestion and maybe a sprinkling of friendship and friends who made along the way, all that type of fun stuff, I realized I didn't need to be alone in that journey. And so I'm thinking, and then Zenite sits up from the chair and gets into like the Shark Tank pose of like, I'm gonna offer you this. I would love, and I don't know how it's gonna work out logistically, physics wise, magic wise. I want to put a farm on the sea. I want to be able to care for creatures, cultivate means to be self-sufficient. Like a large ship that just, you can grow whatever you want on it. Well, within reason. There's things I'm sure I wouldn't want to be grown on a boat, but like bamboo on a boat, that's going to overrun everything. You know, you're going to be able to, you know, the wind resistance and drag and all that. Not what I'm looking for. But realistically, in a very unrealistic mindset for it, I would love a farm on a big boat, a place where I can find seclusion, find community, find comfort, and be able to offer that to, well, through the power of suggestion and friendship, offer it to my friends I've made here. I didn't really have anything too stable back in Farhole, but it's crazy the the trials and tribulations that someone can go through that might seem so trivial at times, and the impacts that they make afterwards. Well, during, but you realize the scope of it, I guess. The scale. Scale. I could ramble on and on about this farm boat. I think I would love a farm boat.
What would you grow in your farm boat?
Here's where we kind of got to get what's best for living on a boat. So, I remember, full circle style, ginger is a great way to really ease that sickness. So, of course, some sort of root type of vegetation like ginger. Ginger would be great. Need citrus. Gotta have citrus. Scurvy kills. It's what they say on every boat. Scurvy kills, or I don't know if that I've never heard of someone dying from scurvy that fast. They're usually pretty old when they die from scurvy, but I think I'd need to have all the different types of tomatoes, tomatillos, maybe a couple of trees. I would probably have everyone likes to say apples. I would say pears. Pears are a little bit less tart, but just as sweet. A little bit softer on the bite. Place for other animals to nest should we have birds flying overhead, like the frigate birds any giant open sea, you're going to have birds that want to rest. So place for birds to rest. Potatoes. You can stretch potatoes' usefulness a long way. Love potatoes on a boat. And space for suggestion. Because I am so easily suggestible here. And that's, for as time goes on, I'm sure.
I mean,
Just no bamboo.
the advantage of a farm boat is that you can follow the weather. Always make sure that
That
you
is
have optimal growing conditions.
Might even offer means to kind of experiment to see what things could be stretched to. Because I know that when you get the colder weather, certain things don't want to grow, but maybe in certain conditions within that weather, we can figure that out. But I mean, we need to have someone who's really good with books and research on that, and I'm not the kind. And maybe someone who's very well in touch with the earth to do so. And maybe if we need seeds, then we need somebody to get the seeds when we're at port.
You would
In a
need
very-
a very talented crew, yes.
I think so. Yeah. I would need a very talented crew. Looks over shoulder. Looks around at trying to visualize Kato. Well.
What do you think the flag would look like? I mean, every ship has to have colors.
What would the flag look like? Well, it's not just my boat if I have others on it with me.
That's
It's hard to really determine by myself.
Well, let's start with something simple then. What color would it be?
The flag itself, I think it would need to... I was going to say purple, because, I mean, that's go-to. And then I was going to say maybe something with gold trim, and then that's what it's a go-to. Yeah, fuck it. A very subtle royal purple. Not something too deep. Maybe something that looks a little sun damaged a little bit. Something worn, not torn. I think a base purple. Maybe I do want to go with that gold trim too. No, just the purple. With, of course, room for suggestion. Word of the day for me.
Of course. I am very grateful that found you and these individuals. I think you have grown so much from their influence.
It's crazy how that works. It's crazy how that works.
It is.
I don't know if I'd be able to express my thankfulness for it myself in a way that I find is as closely large as the true feeling is. But
Well, I understand that feeling, but I do have a solution for it. The best way to say thank you to people who have changed your life is to go on living as you know they would want you to. To be your very best self whenever you can. And on the days that you can't, remember that they love you all the same. And tomorrow's a new day.
you know, my mom, she always would say this thing when I was acting up as a kid. You know, mothers scold, mothers teach. But I'm glad I got the support I did, because something that rings true every day of my life, back of my head. I hear her voice, good, bad, happy, sad. I still love you. Unconditional love is a conversation we had before, but I think I brought that up there too. Gotta love to love, you know?
It has been an honor to be part of your story tonight.
The fact that you, out of the, how do you are you able to track populations around? Because I mean, there's a lot of people out there from what I've seen. For the spotlight to come down to me and the three others that I was working with, how?
Do you really want to know?
Part of me wants to say yes, but part of me is like, I don't want you to have to, go through the details of it, but part of me wants to know, but the mystery is also a beautiful thing too, but one day, maybe it'll come to me in a dream.
Well, you'll see me again.
Oh yeah, I mean, that makes sense. If I have any sort of livestock on the boat too, because I would need livestock was another thing I was going to say, and I do have a request.
Oh?
Actually, the color of the flag, that purple, I might change it to more of like a blue, like a light blue. Do you have any means for us to be able to raise and care for the sheep? I know that the sheep that I had grabbed off the boat was actually the soul of another being. But
I think I can manage that.
that's so cool. I think maybe the flag needs to have a colorful sheep on it, maybe. Just maybe. I'll talk to the others.
Can you do me a favor?
Oh yeah, sure.
Can you close your eyes?
Okay, yeah, okay. Eyes closed? Okay.
As you close your eyes, you feel a wave of exhaustion, and you fall asleep. Trixie. You feel a prickle on the back of your neck. And you glance over, and you see Lithwy. Come over here.
I scurry over.
In the pavilion, there is a comfortable seat waiting for you. And you see Lithwy sat on the arm of the chair, and Aaron sat in the chair. And as you sit down, Lithwy moves over to sit on the arm of your chair.
Trying not to swoon.
Aaron Aaron smiles and says, "Normally I do these alone. That was generally the plan, but somebody wanted to make sure that they saw you before you left."
That's sweet.
When I first met you, you were... You've always been very clever. And you've always been very clever with your words. I remember you trying to make sure that you had the upper hand in the conversation without revealing anything.
Kind of have to, in my line of work.
Do you feel less restricted now?
Definitely. At least within myself. I think I realized this week that I never stopped running once I started. And I was finally able to at least... I was able to be who Trixie is without the facade around other people, and it felt really good. It's scary, it's fucking terrifying, but I still think it's good.
Lithwy nods. It can be terrifying to be yourself, but there's no one else who can do it, and it's very much worth it.
I think I'm starting to see that.
Aaron smiles. So what's next?
I don't know. I came into this thinking that I would leave with the ultimate sugar daddy. And that would be great, as she leans towards Lithwy a little bit.
Yeah, that's still on the table, right? That's still
yeah,
an option.
that's still a thing, right? Yeah. Because I don't have much, honestly. No, but I think I've spent so long running and taking from other people. I thought I was happy, and I thought I was free, but I don't think I really was. And I think I finally, I want something that's actually mine, that I didn't steal from someone. I mean, and this guy's pretty cool too, so,
Lithwy's like, obviously. I did say that we were going to meet for coffee, and I still want to do that.
I would still love to do that.
And of course, the advantage of being God is that it could be anywhere that you happen to be. So if you wanted to do coffee in Barhol, Cerulean, Ormus, wherever you are.
It'd be cool if we could have coffee in all of those places.
I mean,
Not to assume that you're gonna want to have coffee with me more than once, but
I don't know. I think this is the start of something very beautiful.
I don't. Trixie's just like smiling, like she's just she's just excited.
Aaron kind of tilts her head slightly. So instead of running away from something, you want to start running towards something.
Yeah. And I like the people that I've met this week, the friends that I've made, they are the first things that actually feel like mine. Even though, like, I don't own them, but like they're my friends. And
You didn't have to trick them. You didn't have to buy them. They saw you for you.
yeah,
And they wanted to be your friends.
yeah. And I like that. And I like that. It's a really good feeling.
I think we can work with that. Finding a way for you to travel and feel seen in the way that you want to be seen, rather than in how you think you should be seen.
Yeah.
Lithwy kind of puts his arm around your shoulder and gives you a little squeeze. I'm very proud of you, darling.
Thanks.
I look forward to many coffee dates.
Like, Trixie's eyes get big because he said dates.
I think he sees that and just kind of boops you on the nose and says, "Don't get ahead of yourself. Friendship first, then we'll see what grows."
I would be happy to have you as another friend.
Delightful. I look forward to being the very best friend I can be towards you.
Just saying, you're gonna make the coffee taste so much better.
It's true, I'm great with coffee. Erin kind of rolls her eyes slightly because, god damn it, Lithwy. I am very grateful to you for trusting the people around you, to letting yourself be vulnerable, and letting us see you, because it has been spectacular to get to see the real you. Thank you.
It's felt really good. So, I think I should also say thank you for giving me that opportunity, because I don't think that would have ever happened, or at least not for a very long time.
You're very welcome. And I look forward to seeing what happens for you next.
Me too, as I glance at Lithwy.
Lithwy kind of rests his head on yours and says, "Do me a favor, darling. Close your eyes."
Anything. Okay.
And as you close your eyes, you feel a wave of exhaustion take you and you fall asleep. Maybe.
Before Maple goes over, he is going to go to each of the chairs. He stops at Zenite's chair and takes hold of the side of it, and violets begin to sprout all around it. And then in the wood, the
almost like little termites or something, like chip away at it, and a captain's hat appears in the center. Goes to the next chair, and on Cato's chair, bluebells bloom, and a set of books is chipped into the center. And then finally, Trixie's chair makes pink peonies sprout, enveloping it in just this very vibrant bouquet. And the sigil that appears is a necklace that was returned. And Maple just looks at their own chair and puts their hand on it, and a bunch of bright red maple leaves just sprout all over it. And looks at each of them, walks over. I do have a question before I approach. Is there lumber around?
I mean, the pavilion is made of wood.
Yes, but I mean, behind where everyone was sitting when I was watching,
Uh-huh.
was there lumber similar to another time where people were seated to the side, sat on a chair, and then asked questions?
Not that you can see.
Not that I can see. Fascinating. Fascinating, God. But yeah, Maple goes over. Kind of sits on the chair.
Yeah, there is a very comfortable chair waiting for you. It is not as tall as the previous chair.
Maple scoots in it. It's comfy, but he does the thing where he looks like he's pretending he's physically uncomfortable for a second. Wiggling around in it like Winnie the Pooh.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello, Maple. I feel like you've changed the most and the least.
This is true. I am no longer in a dirt suit. I have friends now, and I talk to people. But I am still going to have screaming toads in my pockets. And I am still going to take care of every ant that needs a leaf. Every owl that does not have a burrow. Every dragonborn who does not know they deserve a good title. Every genasi who would hide behind a book.
And kind of pauses.
And every Trixie who would try and deceive me.
Do you know why you were chosen, Maple?
No,
Would you like to?
I would normally say no to this. But you have asked the question, so I think you want to tell me.
He scoots a little forward.
I asked the question because I feel that you deserve the opportunity to know. But if you truly do not wish to know, you don't have to.
I think I do want to know. Mostly I would say no because that is a very me thing to do.
I chose you because you are so very much like the other three. You hid yourself away behind a mask and had to be made vulnerable for people to see the real you. You extended a helping hand to everyone other than yourself. And you were safe in the knowledge of the things that you knew. And because of you, they grew. Not in the traditional way that you were used to growing things, but grow they did. And in turn, so did you. But
Every druid needs an orchard, and some are more challenging than others, especially when tending your own garden.
I chose you because they needed to see those parts of themselves in someone else. They needed to recognize those parts of themselves and see that if you could grow, so could they. And likewise, you tended to your orchard and let yourself grow.
Thank you for choosing such beautiful flowers for me to grow by.
What would you like to do next?
My best. I think that there will be many seasons for this garden to grow. I would like to be there for every single one if I can. I'm scared of boats, but being around them makes boats less scary. I am terrified of libraries, but being with them, I want to hear more stories. I do not like crowds, but I think by them I could face them. It is not a need. It would just make those things much sweeter.
Is this something that you want?
More than anything.
Good. When I first met you, you didn't really want anything. You didn't see past those that you were helping. You felt that your purpose was to serve, and there was nothing else to it. And now you want things that don't serve anyone else. And I am so, so proud of you.
Thank you.
I think you had the most difficult lesson out of all of them to learn. And I think it will still take some time to truly understand. But I know that with good friends at your side, and with a kind heart like yours, you'll get there.
I know.
Thank you for being you.
Thank you for setting up a plot to help things grow in. My last one was a little too cramped.
Close your eyes, babe.
Maple hops off the chair, opens their arms.
Give Maple a big hug.
Maple hugs Aaron. I think while hugging Aaron, I think I know, not just because you ascended, but why you are the perfect shepherd. You truly know what it is to be lost. You really understand what it is when others give away themselves, because that is a different kind of lost. Thank you for continuing to find things. And I look forward to whether it's a short or a long walk. It closes his eyes.
As you feel that exhaustion take over, you hear one last thing. It's actually just because I really like sheep. And you fall asleep.
I am counting them. There are so many.
All of you wake up in a fairly nice room in a fairly nice tavern. You are all together. And the last week seems almost like a dream. Just a little muddled in places, but a good dream nonetheless. You head downstairs. You recognize, some of you at least, that you're in Farhol. And it feels very strange to be back amongst people in a place with possessions and things, and it's not a white void, and there aren't a bunch of gods running around. Can everyone roll me a perception check, please? Please tell me you rolled a natural one.
Yeah.
Delightful.
I was gonna say, first thing that Zenite thinks the minute he's walking down the stairs, like, oh, we're in Farhol? I think he, like, eyes wide and is like, did I miss a shift? Was I supposed to watch the doors? Out of it.
14.
14?
13.
Incredible. 13. Delightful.
21.
21. Okay. I thought you went 3. I was like,
No,
it's like, damn, that's
I
a low
just do
roll.
3. 21?
21. Yes. Maple. Outside, despite it's not too busy this time of day. It's still quite early, but you see a light blue coach. It makes direct eye contact with you.
People waddles over.
It begins to.
Oh, I was gonna waddle over to, because I can see them. Yeah.
Yeah. You're with your
Yeah.
friends.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. There is a blue sheep outside. I think we
need
should
to follow it.
absolutely. We should run as quickly as we can to chase it.
Trixie's already out the door.
The sheep sees you all coming at full fucking tilt and is like, oh no, I didn't bargain for this. And fucking books it down the road.
Maple, when he says the running ahead, has a very big smile and looks specifically at Zenite. As mentioned prior, the prank, Zenite's shoelaces are tied together.
Wait, did we go downstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
No, this happened beforehand. I think not only was I like, oh, I slept so well. Get out the door, and then
You
Wait.
have
Bottom of the
been
stairs.
pranked.
Wait, Cheeky,
Oh.
you have the perfect sound for this.
bottom of the stairs. I'm like, what
Takes
happened?
every single stair on the way down.
100%.
I stand up at that moment, run over to the barkeep, and like, was I late for a shift? And I was, where was I'm so sorry. I did not mean to just not show up for. I'm sorry. I just fell on the stairs and I think I hit my head. I'm gonna go back over this way. And I walk back over to the stairs as everyone's walking down.
Man continues cleaning his glass because that's the only thing that bartenders do when I play bartenders.
My shoes no longer have laces, but you know what? That's because they broke, and now I'm free. I can walk on the edge of the stairs.
Prank number 1 of these many that will happen. As people runs this just like little scuttling dwarf after the sheep.
Oh my god.
He's got very much the mall gnome vibe, you know.
So funny.
I'm running at the very back of the group, being like, I don't know what they're running after. I'll catch up. I'm getting my shoes all fixed up, my boots all in line.
You all follow this soft baby blue cotton candy sheep. As it heads down towards the docks, and as you emerge around a corner in full view of the docks, you all stop. Because ahead of you is something that has never been seen before. You see a very large ship, and instead of a central mast, there is one very large tree.
Full speed.
The ship itself is, I want to say, galleon-sized. Like, this is a big ship, and you can see at the base of the ship there is obviously there's a ramp to get up to the deck, but on a lower level there is another door that is open, and within you can see there is some sort of construction on wheels. Looks like it might be a caravan. As you get closer, you can see that this caravan is a deep shade of blue on the top that fades into a lighter shade of blue at the bottom. And on the roof there are gold and silver stars. Many kind of like astrological symbols are painted around the caravan itself. But on the top there are 7 stars in particular that are painted much brighter than the rest.
Oh my god.
Within the ship, you can hear the noises of several animals, including an absolute bevy of sheep of various colors. There are light blue sheep in one paddock that appear to be ready to be reined up and attached to the caravan at a moment's notice. There's also many different pastel colors of sheep in another paddock with a spinning set next to it so that wools may be gathered and sold. Above that floor there are many places for accommodation. You all have your own room, though each room is about the size of the bottom floor of a standard house, quite frankly. And each of your spaces have, you know, a certain aesthetic to them that would definitely be recognizable, but there is more than enough space for you to add your own charm. Trixie, you have a vibrant view out of the front of the ship. And there are many, many little places to stash things. And upon investigation, you find roughly 50,000 gold hidden away in your room.
Nice.
And a little note that just says, "This is yours. Now you won't have to worry, at least for a while." And it's signed L.
She's gonna stash the note away in one of the little hidey holes, because that's special.
On the top deck, there are many, many plots ready for more crops, but you already see that some are growing. You can see what look to be potatoes, some tomatoes, a set of ginger, some of which is ready for harvest already. The tree that makes up the main central mast is a pear tree. And though it has no sail, you can see right at the top where the bird's nest would be is a platform. But there also appears to be a lot of small wooden boxes attached. And you realize that there are a lot of birdhouses up there for birds of various shapes and sizes, should they need somewhere to stay. The captain's quarters on the top deck is simply the next floor of your house, Zenite. And within you find a lot of the trinkets that you have from home. And a picture of your mother.
Mom!
On the wall you find a cross stitch. Good or bad, happy or sad. And as you all take in the first day of your new lives, the camera pans away to one of the other masts where a flag flies proudly. Purple with yellow embellishments. And on the flag, there are bluebells, there are violets, there are peonies, and there are maple leaves. And that's where we're going to end the session.
So cute.
Oh.
I need that
10
cross
10.
stitch.
Yeah. I guess that's what we get for dealing with mortal affairs.
No.
And
Wow.
I do have a little post-credit scene.
This is too much of the song.
Yeah, we're gonna get copyright strike for this one.
DMCA! We're talking over it.
it's fine, don't worry about
done.
Woo.
You about to make a name for yourself?
I'm about to make a name for myself. I love you guys so much. I am so grateful that we got to tell this story and that I got to explore all of these wonderful characters with you, because I love all of your characters so much. And I'm so glad that Maple talked you all into staying on the boat together, because god damn, there was a moment where you were all splitting up and I was like but now, ooh.
Wait, that's not, just gonna.
Oh.
Aww. I love it.
Then we'll Beautiful.
Oh.
I love. Oh, I love the door.
Adore.
Oh, fuck you.
And then also just the initial beginning, the beginning
Gooning
bit,
time.
and then just lots of maple panic doodles.
Oh
my God.
Forgive me.
The little sweaty face.
Yeah.
I love
Ugh.
it. I love it so much.
Wait.
Shit.
I gotta angle it right, but yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Cute. Aww.
Oh, I'm fine. This is fine.
Sweet.
I have to give props to Caitlin for making Jakey cry. I caught that. I caught that in 4K. Let me fucking tell you. After the initial conversation that we had before this session of Jakey's gonna make everyone cry, and you specifically going, "I'm gonna get these tissues. I'm gonna get these tissues."
Dylan, grab that reverse.
And then Uno reverse.
right
Let's
here.
go, baby. Beautiful.
Got me sitting here like
Oh, it's Guna time.
Oh my god.
Jarvis.
But yeah, I'm so grateful that we get to tell this story together and that you all stay together because now, potentially in the future, we could come back to these characters
back
and see
up.
what they're doing with their little boat, the SS Suggestion.
I guess now I gotta watch One Piece.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame. I guess I better start this very long journey.
Shit.
One Piece campaign in the future?
Honestly, I am always down for nautical experiences in tabletop role-playing games, especially with not very nautical like characters all around. Like, honestly, I didn't initially make Zenat like a sailor, like specifically. Like, he's always just just a person for hire, works near docks. He can, he goes on boats. And his love for it helps that I have vehicle proficiency, water vehicles proficiency, but yeah, he always felt very much like I'm just wearing a flannel and it's blue jeans and that type of thing for the entire thing. That's like half his vibe in my head, and I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect for being on a boat with everybody else who's in this group.
Absolutely. What am I gonna do with my life now?
Chopper.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Oh, I put in the voices of One Piece characters because Zenite would be like Zoro and Luffy. Trixie's absolutely Nami.
100%.
Kiddo is absolutely Nico Robin, and then Maple is Chopper.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I love that.
Honestly,
I
I-
love that.
Part of me
Who is
thinks
who
that
again?
So Zenite is Zoro or Luffy. I think more Zoro. Trixie is Nami. Kato is Nico Robin, and then Maple is Chopper.
honestly,
That makes a lot of sense.
part of me thinks that Zenite is gonna turn into, on the boat, turn into Frankie from One Piece.
Very good.
Literally, he's apparently an incredible shipwright, so that is goals, I think.
Delightful. Love that. But yeah, thank you to my lovely friends. Thank you to Drew and the channel for giving me the opportunity to run a small mini arc situation. Thanks to me, because I'm amazing, because I said to myself, hey, self, we're going to do a self-contained story. It's going to be done in 6 sessions. Fucking did it!
That never happens
What?
in D&D.
I know,
And this
right?
was honestly like a brilliant idea for a story. Like,
Yeah.
never would have come up with this.
I
It's so cool.
absolutely want to do something like this again. There are things happening in that world right now that you're about to get a sneak peek of because post credits. But this is definitely something that I would love to do again. And hey, if you want me to do this thing for you, start playing games/GM/Reinitiative games. You can pay me to run D&D. It's fucking great.
Do it. It's worth it. It's great. You gotta step on down. and you love it, you too can play D&D with a great, amazing D. I can't play anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, that's.
Riz is incredible.
Hey, if you join my games, you can play that all you want.
Literally,
It's true.
Bono, The Edge, the rest of you two can play D&D.
God damn.
We know you're listening in that fucking sphere in Las Vegas. I know you can't escape it.
Just like we couldn't escape your fucking album when you released it on every fucking Apple product without our consent. I'm still mad about that. Mostly because it was a really mid album.
Thank you. Actually, that's very true. That was actually the most disappointing about it. Sorry, you two. Maybe you don't want to play D&D now, but you're still missing out, so you should still. Bono and The Edge and the rest of the band, who I don't know the name, so.
Just he wish he would have considered. Nope, too late. And what he's done, basically, that's it. Sorry, can't do the full bit.
What they done.
But also, a big thank you to all of our dear sweet pals who have watched, listened, had opinions on. Our wonderful guest, Drew, that chode of a pixie.
And the character he played.
And
roasted.
the character he played. Hey, Jakey, could you get a comment from Drew?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you chode of a pixie. Ah! Or in character. Ah!
Very good. Yeah, I want to thank God and Anime for being on my side. And yeah, love, peace, and elbow grease, I guess. I don't know how to end this.
Here,
Yeah.
I got you. You just pull a classic. And thanks for watching.
Honestly, I was waiting for the screen to go to black, and then it's like the Sopranos ending.
Very good. Dear sweet friends.
What a specific bit.
Dear sweet friends.
Yes.
As I get into the right headspace for the post-credit scene, is there anything you would like to say?
Well, to you specifically,
Oh no,
Thank you.
regret my choices.
thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to be a part of this. And thank you for already having a fucking incredibly established world that was very easy to jump into, and you made it very painless to experience the world that I didn't have a lot of information about. So that was very, very nice. For the rest of the crew, I don't have any more original words. Thank you for including me, having hopefully as much fun as I had, if not more. And it's always, I mean, as it's been a pleasure before, and you know, Crimson Game. Thank you guys, I appreciate it a lot. And last thing to note is that Zenite is open to any beck and calls of you know Stormcallers.
Yeah, Trixie's also like on board, mostly because Caitlin wants to see Lithwy and Trixie.
Yeah, I need more Lithwy content.
Yeah, like that's what I need.
And then they kissed. And then they
I
kissed
need more
passionately.
Lithwy fan art.
Yeah.
I want to see what Lithwy looks like to.
Well, so fun fact.
You actually already know
I
who
can
he
talk
looks
about
like.
this openly now. Lithwy is in fact the name before the vampiric transformation for Astrophel.
Oh.
Yeah, Lithwy is who Astrophel was when he was alive.
Whoa.
All of the gods are characters I've played in other games. Every single one.
Okay.
And there are like 20, 21, 22.
21.
I played a lot of D&D, y'all. I played so much D&D. Yeah.
It's because you're red player and DM.
How dare you? Yeah, so Lithri is in fact Astrophel before he becomes a vampire. Which is why it was very funny to me when I realized that because he wasn't a vampire yet, him chatting to Maledict, who is a vampire, just going, I don't know why, but I'm kind of obsessed with your brand. I don't know what this is about, but I love it. Can we share style notes?
Looks at each other like,
Yeah, basically.
The pointing meme. The pointing meme.
The pointing meme. Yeah, but also, yeah, I want more Lithwi fan art, preferably shirtless, for reasons.
Trixie's down.
yeah, I also wouldn't mind that. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh my god.
That's hot.
Incredible. Okay.
All right.
Say goodbye to our fans, dear friends, as I move you off the screen.
Dear friends.
Dear friends, very good, very good.
Oh god.
Sounded
Oh,
so
God.
unamused.
Wow, very good.
Great,
That was so
awesome.
funny. Wow, that was. Hey, you think of that one yourself? That was fucking hilarious.
I'm going to nap now.
But can you do this?
Sup?
We see the Celestial Nexus. We see 4 chairs with flowers growing in them. And we see 1 shepherd. And as she looks at these chairs, sees the sigils marked in them, she smiles, knowing that the journey was irregular, but 4 lost souls have found each other. And as she turns around and walks away, we see a shadow begin to fall over these chairs. In this place of light and brightness, something dark has appeared. The dreaming dark is here, and the war for the gods has just begun.